Rain hammered against the windshield like thousands of desperate fingers begging to be let in. Samuel tightened his grip on the steering wheel, squinting through the blurry darkness as his wipers fought a losing battle. He had worked a double shift at the mechanic shop, and all he wanted was to get home, tuck his 8-year-old son Liam into bed, and maybe, if he was lucky, warm up some leftover soup. But fate had a strange way of interrupting Liv's on nights like this. As he slowed at the turn toward Miller's Bridge, he noticed a shadow on the side of the road. At first he thought it was just trash blown around by the storm, but then it moved. Not trash, a person, a girl. He slammed the brakes, heart thudding. The figure stumbled forward into his headlights, soaked to the bone, trembling violently, clutching something close to her chest. A baby. Samuel's breath caught. The girl looked barely older than a teenager, thin, pale, and exhausted in a way that didn't just come from the rain. Her eyes seemed haunted, as if she had lived a lifetime in a single night. He rolled down the window. "Hey, are you all right? Do you need help?" She flinched, staring at him with wide, frightened eyes. For a moment she seemed ready to bolt, but then the baby in her arms whimpered, and her resolve shattered. "Please," her voice cracked like broken glass. I can't take care of her anymore." Samuel blinked. "What do you, please," she whispered again, stepping closer to the car, rain streaming down her face like tears. "Take her, take my baby." The wind roared, carrying the urgency of 100 storms, but nothing sounded louder than that one sentence. Dash dash dash. Samuel rushed out and guided her under the open door of the truck. The baby was wrapped in a thin blanket, soaked through. "Let's get both of you warm first," he said softly. "You're shaking." But the girl kept pushing the baby toward him, almost frantic. "You don't understand. If I keep her, I'll lose her forever. Someone will take her from me. Someone who'll hurt her. Please. You look like someone who cares." Samuel stared at her, really looked. Mud streaked her legs, her hair clung to her face. Her lips were blue, trembling. But her eyes were filled with pure terror. He gently lifted the baby, tiny, fragile, barely a few weeks old. The moment she settled into his arms, she stopped crying, as if she sensed safety. "Get in the truck," he insisted. "We'll talk once you're warm." The girl hesitated, then nodded weakly and climbed in. Dash dash dash. The heater blasted warm air as Samuel drove, glancing sideways at the girl, who now stared at the dashboard as if afraid to look anywhere else. "What's your name?" he asked. "Maria. I'm Samuel. And this little one," she swallowed hard. "Hope. Pretty name. She deserves it," Maria said, voice breaking. Samuel waited. He didn't push. He knew sometimes silence made people speak more than questions ever could. And she did. "I'm 18, she whispered. "My mom left when I was 10. My stepfather," her voice trailed off, jaw tightening. "He wasn't a good man. When I told him I was pregnant, he said I brought shame to the house. That he'd make sure my baby paid for it." Samuel's stomach twisted. "I ran," she continued. "I've been living in abandoned houses, begging for food. Some nights I didn't eat at all so I could feed her." She brushed a finger against the baby's cheek. "But someone found us today. Someone he sent. They told me if I didn't give her up, they'd take her by force." Her shoulders shook. "I can't protect her. I don't even have a roof to put over her head." Samuel inhaled deeply, fighting the urge to pull her into a hug. "You've been protecting her every second since she was born. But it's not enough." She shook her head. "Hope deserves better than me." Samuel's grip tightened on the steering wheel. "Let's go to my place. You both need rest. We can figure things out. You'll take her." The way she said it wasn't a question, it was fear mixed with pleading. "Promise me you'll take care of her." He hesitated. "Let's talk about it when you're safe." She didn't reply, but she didn't argue either. Dash dash dash. They reached Samuel's small but cozy home. Liam ran to the door as always. He had been waiting in the neighbor's care. "Dad, you're..." He froze when he saw the soaked girl and the baby. Samuel knelt beside him. "This is Maria, and this is baby Hope. They need a place to stay tonight." Liam's eyes widened with curiosity, but also with the gentle kindness Samuel had worked hard to raise him with. "I'll get towels." He dashed off. Samuel smiled softly. "That's my son," he said. "He's kind," Maria murmured. "He is." Inside, warmth and the scent of cinnamon made the room feel safe. Maria wrapped herself in a dry blanket while Samuel prepared a bottle for Hope, who drank hungrily. "You're good with babies," Maria whispered. Samuel shrugged. Liam was tiny when his mom left. I learned fast. She nodded slowly, absorbing his words with a sadness he didn't yet understand. Later that night, after Liam was asleep, they sat across from each other at the kitchen table. Maria clutched her hands. I'm leaving in the morning. Samuel felt a jolt. Where will you go? Somewhere far. Somewhere he won't find me. And Hope. Maria met his eyes, her own glistening. You'll raise her, please. Samuel leaned back, stunned. Maria, you can stay here. I'll help you. We can go to social services together. We can protect both of you. No, she shook her head, firm but broken. If they know where I am, they'll come. But they won't look for Hope if they think she's with strangers. He swallowed hard. But you're her mother, and because I am, I have to let her go. Her voice cracked again. If I stay, she's in danger. There was desperation, sacrifice, and love wrapped in every trembling word. Samuel stared at Hope sleeping in her arms, tiny fist curled around Maria's shirt. At least stay a week. Rest. Think clearly. Maria shook her head. If I stay longer, I won't be able to leave at all. He saw the truth in her eyes. A truth that hurt. What if I promised to keep her safe? To protect both of you? Maria blinked, surprised. Both. You don't have to disappear. You can visit. You can see her. Just don't walk into the night alone. But she stood quietly, shaking her head. Some people don't get happy endings, Samuel. Everyone deserves one, he argued, voice rising with emotion. She gave him a sad smile. Not me. The storm had calmed by dawn. Birds began chirping outside as the sky lightened to pale blue. Maria stood near the fireplace, Hope in her arms, staring at her as if memorizing every detail. Samuel approached slowly. You don't have to do this. I do, she whispered. Hope opened her eyes, tiny and innocent, unaware her world was about to change. I love you, Maria said to her daughter. More than anything. Samuel felt his chest tighten painfully. Maria kissed Hope's forehead, lingering as if trying to breathe her in. Then, with trembling arms, she extended the baby toward him. Samuel hesitated only a moment before taking her gently. Hope fussed, reaching for her mother, but Maria stepped back, covering her mouth to stop her sob. She's safe now, she whispered to herself. She's safe. You can stay, he said again, trying once more even though he knew it was useless. But Maria wiped her tears, straightened her spine, and walked to the front door. Thank you for giving her what I never can, she whispered. Maria, but she didn't turn back. The door closed softly behind her. Days passed, then weeks. Hope became part of Samuel's home, their home. Liam adored her, always hovering nearby, eager to help feed her or rock her to sleep. Samuel adjusted his work hours, learned her cries, warmed her bottles, soothed her colic, and cherished every small smile she gifted. But the shadow of Maria lingered. Every time the doorbell rang, every time Samuel drove past the bridge, every time Hope smiled, a tiny curve that resembled her mother, Samuel wondered where Maria was, whether she was safe, whether she regretted her decision. One night, as he tucked Hope into her crib, he whispered, Your mom loves you. She didn't abandon you, she protected you, but his voice trembled with uncertainty. He didn't know if Maria would ever return. 3 months later, a letter arrived. No return address, just 2 words written in shaky handwriting. For Hope. Samuel opened it with trembling fingers. Inside was a small note and a pressed white daisy. The note read, I'm safe, and because of you, so is she. Tell her that her mother's love didn't leave, only her footsteps did. Thank you for giving her a life I never had the chance to offer. Maria. Samuel sat down, overwhelmed with relief and sadness all at once. He placed the daisy next to Hope's crib, promising silently that he'd keep it forever. Time moved on. Hope learned to crawl, then walk, her laughter filling the house like sunlight. Maria never returned in person, but more letters came, sometimes with no words, just drawings or tiny paper cranes. Sometimes a short message. Is she happy? Does she smile? Does she know she's loved? Samuel always replied the same, leaving letters in the old mailbox by Miller's Bridge, though he never saw who picked them up. She is happy. She smiles every day. She knows. 6 years later, on Hope's 7th birthday, something happened that Samuel never expected. Liam and Hope played in the front yard as Samuel brought out the cake. But suddenly, Hope froze. Daddy, she whispered, someone's standing by the fence. Samuel turned. A woman in a simple dress stood quietly by the gate, hands trembling, eyes full of tears. Maria, older, stronger, but still carrying that same fragile softness. Hope stared, tilting her head. Do I know you? Maria's lips trembled. No, sweetheart, but I know you. Samuel approached slowly. Maria, she stepped back. I shouldn't have come. Hope suddenly ran to her, wrapping small arms around her waist. Maria gasped, tears spilling freely. I don't know why, Hope said innocently, but you feel like someone I've missed. Maria dropped to her knees, hugging her tightly. I've missed you every single day. Samuel swallowed hard, heart aching. Hope pulled back. Are you, my angel? Maria let out a small, broken laugh. Something like that. Samuel watched as the two embraced, a moment stitched together by years of sacrifice, fear, and love. After a long silence, Maria stood. I don't want to interrupt your life. I just wanted to see her, to make sure she really was happy. She's more than happy, Samuel said. She's loved, by all of us. Maria nodded, wiping her eyes. Then I can leave peacefully. Hope grabbed her hand. Don't go. Maria froze. Samuel took a step closer. You don't have to disappear again. I don't want to ruin her life. You gave her life, Samuel said firmly. You don't ruin what you built. Maria looked between Samuel and Hope, trembling with hope she didn't dare believe. Liam walked up, smiling shyly. We have cake. You can stay, if you want. That simple sentence broke the last wall around Maria's heart. She nodded, crying again. I'd like that. Hope kept holding Maria's hand all through the small celebration, as if her soul recognized something her mind didn't fully understand. As the sun set in glowing shades of orange, Samuel stood beside Maria. You're safe now, he said softly. Maria nodded. Because of you. No, he replied. Because of the choices you made, and because you're stronger than you believe. She looked at him, really looked. I never thought I'd get a second chance. Everyone deserves one, Samuel said, echoing his words from years ago. This time, she believed him. Hope ran to them, joyful and full of innocence. Can you stay for dinner too? Maria knelt. If your dad says it's okay. Hope turned to Samuel with wide, hopeful eyes. He smiled softly. It's more than okay. Hope squealed and hugged both of them, linking their hands together. Maria's fingers trembled in Samuel's palm, but she didn't pull away. For the first time in years, her eyes shone, not with fear, but with the fragile beginning of healing. And Samuel realized something. Sometimes families aren't born. Sometimes, they are found in the rain on a dark night. Built through sacrifice, strengthened by love, and made whole again through forgiveness. As darkness settled outside, their small home glowed warm with laughter, a quiet promise that the future would be better.